Well, Hassan Mneimneh is a political analyst and a researcher at the Middle East Institute. He joins us now live from Washington, D.C. Welcome to the program. Good to have you with us. The new president has pledged to ensure that only the army can carry arms. Now, of course, Hezbollah runs its own military force. So can Aoun stay true to that pledge? Can he disarm Hezbollah?
It is at this point a matter of acknowledging the fact that the ceasefire agreement was in fact a plan to disarm Hezbollah. And the only person who can carry through with that is actually Joseph Aoun, because he was head of the army, he had the contacts, he knows how to do it. The big question here is, will the Lebanese state and the international community provide a ramp for Hezbollah fighters in order for them not to be orphaned in a certain sense, or as is currently the wisdom, or at least the dogma, is no, insisting that no, these are supposed to vanish. They're not going to vanish. And therefore, it's really a huge task not to repeat the mistake that the US occupation had committed in Iraq when it disbanded the Iraqi army without offering basically soft landing for that army. So if something similar happens in Lebanon, the actual disarming of Hezbollah might take place, but we will have a lot of Hezbollah, ex-Hezbollah fighters who might regroup as something else. So it's really a big task for Joseph Aoun. He might have the wisdom to try to navigate it, but he has not only to convince Hezbollah to disarm, he has also to convince the international community that something ought to be presented in order not to have a new Hezbollah rearm.
And in terms of navigating that complex situation, is there a sense perhaps that Aoun had reached out to Hezbollah for some kind of a compromise so he can get elected?
It cannot be a compromise in the form that Hezbollah used to seek to have. A compromise that, okay, we'll try through the loopholes to maintain our arms, we'll try through the loopholes to maintain our presence, and we will try through the formula of army resistance and people to maintain our legitimacy. This cannot be, because Aoun actually, in his first words, has stated that only the Lebanese state will bear arms, and therefore he has excluded all of that. So the kind of compromise might be with reasonable parties within Hezbollah who see the value in transforming Hezbollah into a political party and abandoning the armed aspect of it. But even then, there needs to be a way to absorb, or at least to frame, the thousands of fighters that Hezbollah has. Many of them are actually not just ideologically charged, but also veterans of other wars, to find a way out for them and not to leave them exposed to further radicalization and further rearming.
All right. Thank you so much for all of that insight. Hassan Mneimneh live for us there from Washington, D.C.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.